check. Mic check. Check, check. Mic check. Check, check. Check, check. What's up, everybody? YouTubing. Welcome to Mark. My words. Just trying to switch this off now. Get away, Benny Hill. Monday. The weekend's over. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Mark. My words, where we're going to be streaming for about an hour. The market's just opened. Some interesting things going on in crypto. Everything's collapsing, man. Crypto is going crazy. Let me just sort myself out here so I can see what's going on and I can see what you guys are seeing. There we go. We are hot to trot. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to shrink myself a little bit, look, and try and make this a bit bigger. You know, you've lost some of the stuff up there, but you know what this channel's called. So what's going on? Everyone had a good weekend? I know I did. Very nice time. The snow's melted. Part of the training on this channel. Give you an update on that. I've actually been out and done a 10k run today with no snow anywhere, which was really nice. Good to get out, stretch the legs, and good for the mind as well. I do need that physical exercise just to keep me balanced. So I fully advocate getting out and about and amongst it. Sun's shining, birds are singing. It was foggy this morning, but it lifted pretty quickly once the sun got on it. So it was a beautiful day out there. How about everybody else? How's everybody doing? Anyway, let's get to it, shall we? So I want to see live streaming. There we go. Now I can see the chitter chatter. So if you are here, say hello. If you're not, why not? Not that you'd hear that if you're not here, to be honest. So I got a cough as well. So when I'm laughing, the cough is it's catching up with me. But anyway, let's get going. Let's have a look. What's going on here? Crypto, man. No idea. I had some Ethereum. I had 2.4 Ethereum coins. My total investment was €2,375, and I had a stop loss set. And it triggered today at €1,500 per coin. So I'm glad. I mean, look at this down here, 865. It's bounced back, but I mean, I don't know what's going on. Look at this. So if anybody knows why this has happened, I mean, drop me a comment down below. Because I'd love to get an insight. Look at that. Look, US dollar, Ethereum US dollar. I mean, it's picking back up now. Maybe now's a good time to get back in, you know. But to be honest, I've cashed out and I've transferred the money to a different. Well, I'm transferring the money to a different platform. So I'm just going to sit it out for a bit. I mean, it's volatile. I quite like volatility, but you know, I'm not going to put more money around and this, that and the other. I'm not really. I'd rather wait for what I've earned to clear, go into my account and then use that. You see, I can put the profits to one side. So I made, really, all in all, I made about €1,200 on a crypto Ethereum trade. I held it for 30 days. You know, €1,200, 30 days. It's almost a wage, isn't it? Obviously, there's tax on that, so you take from that what you will. But I was quite happy with that. I have only just started using stop losses, to be honest, and I don't know why, because They're there to protect your money. I guess I just like the thrill, but you know, I'm glad I put that on there. I've still got some Bitcoin, and that's also let's add it on here. Look, if you go onto here, just put in your symbol BTC, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Blue Sky Digital. I don't think it's that. Bitcoin Group. Nope. Where is it? Oh, that's why. Try looking under cryptos, Mark. That'll help. That'll help. So if we put that on the watch list, it automatically goes onto the watch list. Look. So we got Bitcoin US dollar, 52,212. I mean, the good thing about Bitcoin and Ethereum, in fact, most shares now on a lot of these platforms, you can buy fractions. So I've got 0.06 Bitcoins, just trying to get used to it and the volatility of it. So you don't put all your eggs in one basket. I don't anyway. You might want to. Quick disclaimer before we get going. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for fun. It's just to, you know, keep people entertained, see what's going on, let you know what I'm up to with my trading life and traveling life and training life. Just a general chit chat channel, you know. So feel free to drop by. Feel free to say hello. If you haven't already, hit subscribe or, you know, and hit like. Yeah, I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. That's my first target with this channel, 100 subscribers. So if you can help me get there, I'd really appreciate it. And there's a reason for that. When you get your first 100 subscribers, then YouTube give you a custom URL. So, you know, that's what I'd like to achieve first. And then see where it goes from there. Small steps. It's called the Kaizen approach. I don't know if everybody's heard of the Kaizen approach. It's a Japanese philosophy. And it's all about taking big tasks and breaking it down into smaller tasks to make it more manageable and more achievable so you don't get overwhelmed. I mean, obviously, I think everybody starts a YouTube channel with the intention of it, you know, growing over time and whatnot, you know. But if you set off with the mindset of, I want to get to 1 million subscribers, and, you know, a month later, 6 months later, you're on 20, 25 subscribers like I am, you're just going to get overwhelmed by it, and you're just going to think, do you know what's the point? So the Kaizen approach helps you to break things down a little bit and bite-sized chunks, if you like. So that's what I'm aiming for, 100 subscribers. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'd really appreciate that. Really, I would. Anyway, so weekend, no trading over the weekend except for cryptos. So I had my eye on that a little bit. But the real reason we're here is the two big stocks that everyone's talking about, AMC and GME. So what's going on here today then? Here we go, the 1 minute chart here. It's a green open, which is encouraging, up 7.5% for AMC. GME up 16% today, and I think I know what's created that. The guy who started this chatter about GME stock is called Deep Effing Value. I can't say his full name because I get in trouble from YouTube. But he appeared in Congress last week to give evidence on, you know, the market and how some people had their trading restricted and this, that, and the other. And after that, he put out that he's bought another 50. They asked him, "Do you think the share price now is good value?" And he said, "Absolutely. I like the stock." And then he put out that he'd bought another 50,000 shares. So I think that's why this is getting a bit of a pump today. AMC is getting a bit of a pump. I'm not really sure why. There was some rumours over the weekend about, you know, only being 650,000 shares available for shorting. How true that is, I don't know. I think some people may have interpreted the data a little bit wrong, but, you know, I'm not going to start getting too deep into it. I'm just happy to see it going up. That's what I'm here for, to see the stocks that I bought going up. You know, I admit, yes, I bought them on the hype. I'm below, you know, I'm losing money at the moment, but this is trading. This is what it's all about, you know. How much are you going to put into it? You know, what's your tolerance level for losses and all that sort of stuff? You know, let me just clear these lines off. I was mapping some trends last week. Look. Let me try and put this on the daily and see if we can. Ah, that looks ugly. Put it on the monthly. Let's have a look. Oh, there you go. You see, I was drawing some trends, look, because you follow the lines basically, and if it pops, it generally. You see this to me now, going into last week, the end of last week, it got a bit of a bump up. You know, this was the 17th. 18th, 19th, and it closed. Okay, it closed down on the day. Well, no, it didn't. On Friday, it closed up. But you know, it's trending upwards now for a few days. And if you look back, you can see here. Let me draw this for you. Here we go. You can see here now. You've got this new support here. It's not broke below there. Let me take these lines off. Draw you a new one. It changed thickness, be too thick, a bit like me, but there you go. It's still too thick. Told you, a bit like me. Let's see if we can change that a little bit. Yeah, there you go, make it thinner. So you can see there, it's not broke that line, and that's what's called a level of support. And from there, it seems to be going up. Remember, I've talked before about volume, about how volume, here you can see the volume. Volume drives volatility, and volatility drives the stock price. So the more volume you have, the more volatile it is, the more action you get on the price. And you can see here, you can follow this trend here. You can see as it's stagnated, as the volume's dried up. Now, there's a theory behind that, and it's one that I actually was considering before. And the theory is that the volume's dried up because people have bought this stock and they're holding it. So there are limited shares available. So let's, you know, that's how I'm seeing it. You know, if we start to see some volume come back in, which is if you look here, you know, okay, there was a bit of a pump here, but if you look here, the last couple of days, that volume has started to pick up again, which to me indicates there might be some, you know, changing in the market. What we've also got here, this is a 30-minute chart. If you look at a 1-minute chart, okay, let's get this up. Computer's a bit slow. I've got a request here. Ian, have a look at ETF for rare earth metals. China are trying to control the market for rare earth metals. No semiconductors without rare earth metals. Interesting. So this is I'll just finish this. This is and then we'll have a look at that here, no problem. This is the 1-minute chart, and this here, this indicator here, okay, this is called a golden cross. And you've got two lines here. One represents the 50-day moving average of the price, and the red one represents the 200-day moving average of the price. And when the 50 goes above the 200, it's generally a bullish indicator, which means, you know, it's positive for the market. So, or for the longs as they're called. But you can see here, look, the change in volume over the last few days compared to what it's been like going back. Yeah, this is today's volume. I mean, there's already a lot more. The RSI is quite high here, you know, at 90. You want to be, you know, 60-ish, something like that. About where it is now is good. Shows you're getting good value for money, you know, 40, 50, something like that. Anything above 70 means it's overbought, which is overvalued, and anything below 30 means it's oversold and undervalued. But all in all, so far today, positive start for AMC. You know, and when you look back at this stock before this whole fiasco even started, this short squeeze and whatever, you go back pre-pandemic, and this was trading at $20. So you're asking yourself, well, if it was trading at $20, before the coronavirus, there's no reason it shouldn't trade at $20 once things start opening up again. Right, Ian, let's try and find that ETF. If we go to here, I think, yeah. Futures, all. Let's have a look here. ETF for rare earth metals. I'm not sure what the ETF would be. Let's do a Google search. Let's have a look. REMX, rare earth strategic metals. Let's have a look at that. New York Stock Exchange. Let's have a look at this then. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! Look at this, man. This is all over the place. Let me get some perspective on this. I have to change this to let's have a look at the hourly. I'll see if I can do a bit of a, yeah. November 20, that. We'll zoom in a bit. Let's have a look at this. I mean, looking at it, Ian, to answer your question, I like the look of it. I mean, when you look at it initially, you got a golden cross there, look. A golden cross there. The red cross is called the cross of death. But you can see here, you've got your golden cross. And then what you've got, quite clearly, I want to try and get a better focus on this, to be honest. I mean, you can see it. If I draw the lines here, just roughly, you're in an uptrend. You can see there it's channeling up. So, that's what I'd be looking at. Looks good to me, that. Looks good to me. I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit closer and see if we can get a better look on where are we. There's February there, look. Let's have a look for this month and it might give us... There we go. What we got on here, the hourly. Try the 5 minutes. See, ETFs, they don't tend to move so much. But you can see it's trending up. Slightly overbought today on the RSI. That's quite high. It does have these big ups and downs, big swings, look. But it's an uptrend for me. It's going upwards. So healthy pullbacks here. Up, pullback, up, pullback. You might get a bit of a dip. You see here you've got a bit of a dip here. It's called a pullback. You might get, well, you've got one there, I guess. A little pullback there. So you might see now this continue up there. Another pullback along the line like that, and then it just keeps going and going and going. Well, That's what we all hope for anyway. So, Ian Sykes, in recent news about China intentions, it will be impacting today. Let me have a look. Let me see if I can get it on the daily then and see what's happening today. Clear the lines off. Come here. No, it's going up today, Ian. It's going up, my friend. Look there, look. That's today. Started. That's where it opened today, and it's going up. You can see. Let's draw that out for you, look. Up there, look. Another one. You see, it's following that. So I don't know what news is expecting, but it looks positive to me. That Ian says he got in 2 weeks ago. Good man, good man. Where were we at 2 weeks ago? 20. Let's see, 7th of February. What was going on? Yeah, look at that, man. 7th, is that the Golden Cross? Just after the Golden Cross you got in. Look, you got in about here. Yeah, here. What did you get in at? $80. Currently at 92.88. Well done. Good call, man. Set your stop loss. Don't forget. Protect your profits. Yeah, looks good. Another one that I'm in, I've spoke about this before, BCRX. It's a pharmaceutical company, and they're developing drugs to treat different types of hematology. And I found this. Obviously, I'm on StockTwits, as you know. Follow me there. No Forking Clue. But I found on. I came across an article on Reddit, and the guy is on StockTwits. So I've just followed him today on StockTwits. This guy that does this due diligence, but he's put this big post here on Reddit about BCRX phase 1 studies. So I mean, this is a big one, I think, from what I understand of what people are talking about in the forum. And there's, those forums, there's some really good, people in there, knowledgeable people, medical people who talk about these drugs and what they can do, and how they're going to help people in the future. So, I've spoke previously about this factor D that this BCRX are developing, and that they've put some information out that went through the clinical trial phase 1 with an oversubscription, which if anybody follows these type of medical trials, one of the biggest challenges is to subscribe patients into them, because they have to meet a certain criteria before the drug companies will accept them onto the trial. Obviously, because they've got to make sure that they're targeting the right people, but also they want to make sure that they get the best results possible. So it's really hard to subscribe patients. But this company, because of the specific diseases that they're treating, they've got people queuing up to go on their trials. So this factor D phase 1, it says here, in fact, our phase 1 trial was oversubscribed by nearly 20%. This sort of patient volume for phase 1 studies are unheard of. That too in the realm of rare diseases. So it looks like they're going to skip quickly onto not skip, but skip forward onto phase 2, which they're going to have the pick of the patients, really. And again, this is one of the groundbreaking treatments that's coming out, or it's been developed this year. And again, I've been in this stock for a bit now. I got in around $7 something, and this is trading for you. This gives you a prime example of how I am not a professional trader. Okay, so I don't have limitless cash. I have to move money around, and I have to sell some stuff to buy some stuff and whatnot. So I bought BCRX. I think it was first at $6 and something, and then it went up to $8 and something. And then I got wind of the AMC and GME saga. So I kind of sold a profit. I sold at a profit, but I sold the BCRX that I had to fund buying shares in AMC. And the next day, AMC tanked and BCRX went up to $9 and something. Anyway, I moved some more money around, and I bought and I sold some more, and I got back in about a week and a half ago at 10.35 is my average now. So we're on 11.94 today. Again, this is up 3.5%. So, quite happy. I don't have a lot of shares. I think 110 shares, something like that. But it's all profit, That's $160, $200 profit, which at the moment cancels out what I'm losing on Bitcoin. But it's all, it's a learning curve. And that's kind of the reason I'm doing this, because we've seen those videos where people say, I made $500,000 from nothing and this, that, and the other. So that's why I'm doing this. And when we get to opening a brokerage account, which I'm waiting for Trading 212 to get back to me and tell me that they're now accepting new accounts. If that doesn't happen this week, then next week I'll find another platform to trade off, and we'll open an account. We'll go through the process of opening a trading account, and we'll start looking at the different types of trading. So we'll buy some crypto. We'll buy a little bit of crypto. We'll look for some long-term investments, and then we'll look at some day trading opportunities. So the three types of investment strategy that I'm aware of, that's what we're going to be looking at. And hopefully over the course of a year, we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to set a target. Maybe we'll lose everything. Hey, I'm doing it because I'm comfortable putting that in. And what I will say is, if you're going to join me on that journey, either just to watch and see what happens with my money, or you want to try it yourself, please, please, please only put in what you can afford, okay? You don't have to put the same as me in. You don't have to buy the same stocks as me. You don't have to, you don't have to buy anything. I'm not asking for anything. It's just for fun. It's just to see if any of these wild claims that are on the internet are true, and somebody like me can just, a few hours a day, buy into something and make some money, and let's see what happens. Because the way I'm going to be doing it is I'm going to be scouring the internet and the forums and the chat rooms and, and listening to Bloomberg for what it's worth. I've started following a lot of investors now on social media, so I'm starting to pick up little tips here and there about what stocks might be hot, what is not, and just see where that takes us, and let's see what we can make from £500 in a year's time. So I do aim to give regular updates. I am busy with a regular job, so I can't promise I'll be there every day. I do hope to be. It would be fantastic for me to be able to do that, but that's the aim, is to see where we go. Something's just caught my eye here. Ian's asking me to look at ETF for electric vehicles. I'll go to that in a minute, Ian, but something here has just caught my eye. American Airlines, look at this today, 10% up. This has had a torrid time, as all airlines have. And again, to show my amateurish nature, I was in this last week. I made maybe $40 on a day trade, So, $40 is $40. Great. If I'd have held my shares, I'd have been making $1.82 a share today. But never mind. I bought some Clovis last week, another drug company. I'm in and out of these all the time. Golden Cross. Golden Cross on the 1 minute chart. Bullish. That's a bullish signal. Slightly oversold, but coming back down into the RSI safe area, as I like to call it. Sorry, slightly overbought, but coming down into the RSI safe area. These develop drugs to treat prostate cancer. Prosthetic cancer. What? What's that all about? Anyway, another heavily shorted stock. Why people want to short cancer drugs companies, I'll never know. But it is what it is. I don't like it. A lot of people don't. But these people say, "Oh, just trying to make money like everybody else." Yeah, well, go and short something else. Not cancer drug companies that are trying to develop drugs for cancer. But yeah, American Airlines is up 172 now. That's a good day for them. Clovis is up 4%, 692. AMC is still up 4.5% roughly, 597. GME 12% up now. It's peaked at 48.20. But still, still a good day so far. What I do expect with AMC and GME is for this to kind of settle back down here and trade sideways for the rest of the day. It's generally the pattern that it's followed over the last few weeks. It gets a bit of a bump at the start, it settles down, and then it trades sideways, and we might see some action just before closing. I will be back for closing, by the way. I'll be back on at 8 p.m. GMT, 9 p.m. CET, Central European Time. So we'll have an hour just before market close and see what's going on. Ian's asked me to look for ETF for electric vehicles. Let's have a look. Let's find one. ETF for electric vehicles. Here we go. 2 electric vehicle ETFs charging higher. Let's have a look. I need the ticker. Here we go. DRIV. Let's have a look at that one for you, Ian. See if it's on here. Here we go. NASDAQ. It's on the NASDAQ, look. What does this one look like? So current price 20... What are we trading at the moment? 27.71 at the moment. You've got a death cross there. So you've got the 50 EMA, 50-day exponential moving average price has crossed under the 200-day EMA, exponential moving average, which generally indicates a bearish trend. And we can see, I'm just trying to, these charts are hard to read. 1 minute chart. It must be opened here. Yeah, so there's the open today, look. So I mean, it's I suppose you could look at it. Let's put it on a 5 minute. See if that gives us any better idea of the overall. So it's had a good run. It had a good run from end of January to middle of February, and then it's kind of come back down again. But it could just be, I mean, yeah, it's trending higher all the time. It could just be this is a bit of a pullback. You might see I'll do a brush. You might see it go like this, and then like this, you know, and take off up there. Because you see, you got it here. You know, I mean, this is on a macroscopic level. This, you know, this goes back to December last year. But all in all, I mean, it's going the right way. You know, why is that still on? Get off, get off, get off, get out of it. Don't want you on there. So yeah, it's going the right way, for sure. Were you in on that as well? Devi, I think. That's the one, DRIV. How about them basket of eggs? How about them basket of eggs? Hey, what a great saying. What a great phrase. How about them basket of eggs? Indeed. So yeah. Ian, I know that you're in the energy industry, so this is one I've been watching as well. Houston Company, I don't know if you know it. Company called Tellurian, LNG manufacturer. How do I switch that off there? Look, there we go. LNG manufacturer or producer. There's some news about these guys getting in a project, starting a project in the summer. But yeah, got a golden cross there, look, on the... Oh, go away. A golden cross there on the 5-minute chart for today. Just touched it, look. So that's quite bullish. I had some shares in them. Again, I bought in and I sold out in a day. I made a day trade. And I made... I don't know, $140, something like that, on a quick day trade. So all in all, I mean, the market really is quite green today by the looks of it. I want to see AMC and GME finish up again because it keeps the momentum going from last week that was starting to build last week. Which is it's what it's all about, you know. LNG is going to get bigger in the US, opening a huge plant in Sulphur, Louisiana. Good info that, Ian. Thanks. That'll help me with my due diligence. So yeah, I mean it's looking like a, you know, greenish on some of the tickers that I watch. This one, OGI, is a cannabis stock. Again, it's one that I've dipped in and out of on day trading. Just get in, take a few quid and get out again. And I kind of like that style of trading. I think it suits me. I'm not really sure if I have the patience to sit to sit and wait for things to come to fruition, which is probably a short-sighted approach, isn't it? It's probably not what investing's all about, but you know, what did Warren Buffett say? He said the stock market is a mechanism for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. How about that then? That's a phrase and a half, that is. But then I guess if you sat there with $1 billion, you know, it's easy to say that, you know, when you're trying to make a living and you're trying to play the stock market as well. If someone comes along and says you put $1,000 in that, Mark, and you know, by the end of the day, if you wait a day you can have $1,200, or if you wait a year you could have $1,500. What are you going to do? It depends on your own situation. You know, you might, that $200 profit in a day might come in handy, you know, but each to their own, isn't it? I like a bit of both, you know, a bit of everything. Bit of day trading, long term, bit of crypto. No hard and fast here, kids. I'm not into all that, you know, cliquey stuff where people get involved in, you know, oh, I'm into bio and I'm into crypto and I'm only trading this and trading that. I just look for the opportunities. I don't care what it is. If there's if there's an opportunity to make money, that's what I'm all about. I'll try and make some money. So we'll see what happens when we start this challenge. Like I said, I'll give it till Friday. If I've not heard from Trading 212, then I'll look for another platform that is taking new registrations, and we'll get one open next week, and we'll see what we can start doing with it. So yeah, that's Tellurian. Let's just go back to AMC. This is the 5 minute. Let's have a look on the 1 minute chart. So we've got a golden cross on the 5 minute. We've got a golden cross last week, at the end of last week, on the 1 minute. But again, this is what I expect it to do now for the rest of the day. I expect it to go like this. Pretty much across there like that. Little bit of up and down, but that's what I expect it to do, really. It'd be nice to see it do something else, but I suspect that's what's going to happen to it, to be honest. RSI's cooled right down now, you see. What's that at the moment? 48, 49, something like that. So yeah, 48.65. So the RSI's calmed down. The volume, you can see, is tailing off. Had a bit of a pump there. This is what I don't understand, okay? Because you get these. I mean, look at this candle here. Let me zoom in. Go away, lines. Go away. Let me zoom in. So this is volume. This is how many have been bought. Green is buying, red is selling. And this is what I don't understand, because if you look at the size of this here, yeah, not much volume, but it's quite a big candle. And then if you look at the size of this here, I mean, it's almost 3 times the size of this. But the candle, if you would put that next to that, it's the same. So I don't understand that, really. And it's something I'm going to read about. Because obviously I want to understand and I need to understand. But it just blows my mind how, you can have such a big stick here for your volume, and then a candle which is the same as something volume is a third of the volume, So it's taking a little nudge here, look. It's trying. It's got resistance here. If I draw a line, you'll be able to see. So this is I'll draw it roughly. You see here, you've got a few points where this is touched, yeah, and this is resistance. So it probably keep coming up here and bouncing off, and only when it goes through there, that's a good one to see, this, because that kind of shows that you've punched through there, you've had a bit of a sideways and you've punched up again. That generally, I'd like to see that go, but then this support hasn't held. So resistance becomes support. So once you've punched through, you want to see it bouncing and going up this way, and then the support now has become the resistance again. So I'd like to see it punch through that, but and then get some momentum. But I think we're quite a way off there, to be honest. I think it's going to be a while before we see anything like that. But I just want to show you the shape from another day. Let's have a look. I mean, look at the difference in volume today compared to Friday. It's ridiculous. Huge change in volume. But here, look, this is a good. You can just about see it here. I think this will be the start of the day somewhere here, not far off. 1430 must be here. Yeah, here. So you can see it gets a bit of a bump in the morning and then sideways. Sideways all day sideways. This is still the same day. These are all 1 minute, these candles. Sideways, little bit of a bump at the, and that's a trend basically. You know, it's been doing that apart from when we got the bit of a pump there. But see now it's dropped right below that support now. Resistance, I mean. So it's basically bouncing off there. And what we want to see is, you know, you want to see it going up, maybe bounce off, you know, punch through and then get some support and then away it goes. That's what you want to see, like here. You've got it here, but it's broken down again. You want to see it bounce up, support, 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 and away it goes up there. Ian, Tellurian quadrupled in 6 months. Yes, it did, mate. Are there any good buy signals for Tellurian? Oh, buy signals. Well, to be honest, Ian, I'm still learning that. I'm still learning when to spot a buy signal. Let's go back. We'll have a look at their chart, and I'll explain to you what I look for. And it is just, you know, what I look for. So, go away. So, for example, if we take today, so this is the 1 minute chart. Granted, the market's only just opened. Okay, so there's not much data, but looking at Tellurian, how I've if we go here. So the first thing I'd say here is on the 1 minute chart, okay, you've got your golden cross, okay, which is bullish, okay. You got another golden cross here, another bullish, okay. Yeah, we got the death cross there, but it's shown strength to punch back up there. And now looking at this, if I go to a line, I'll move this down here, then if my eyesight's any good, oops, go away, go away. What I would say is, here, you can see that you've got some resistance there, okay. And again, this is very rough, okay, but it was resistance there, it bounced down, it's come back up, it's tested it again a little bit there, now it's punched through, and now here you can start to see it's holding. What you'd want to see, really, what I'd want to see is, like I've said, for this to keep doing this, you know, up, down, and then away. You want it to keep testing this support here. If it comes down, like you've got a candle there coming down, I'm not saying that's a break there, because you have to wait. You want to see a trend. Is it going to go down that way? You know, you might get some of this, and then it goes down like that. So this for me is positive because it's gone up. It's consolidating. It's, you know, it's testing that support again. So you want to keep an eye on it there. I'd say if it keeps that support, if it holds, that for me would be what I'd look for, and that for me would be okay. I might get in here. So that's buy signals that I look for. Those kind of things. Again, if I put a line across there, you can see it a bit clearer now. You can actually see there. Resistance, 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 punch through, came back down, back up again, came back down. Now everything's been above that. Now we're into support. It's testing it again, look. Will it hold? What you want to see is these candles holding here. It'll either like that or it'll like that. Ian, I'm impatient. I'm in for 25 million. Brilliant. I wish I had $25, not 25 million. But that's what I'd be saying on that's how I read charts. And I do look for symmetry and patterns. And it's all self-taught. Again, this isn't financial advice, it's just for fun. It's self-taught, you know. I read forums, I watch what people are doing, I read books. You know, I'd go on Investopedia and learn about what's what. And just try and see, you know, what's going on. And then start practicing drawing charts. And if I go onto my StockTwits profile, you know, you've got to have the courage to believe in what you're doing, and it's the only way to learn, in my opinion. So some of these charts on TradingView, you can save them and print them, and I put my charts onto StockTwits. So this is one. Where's that gone? Yeah. This was me, glad for the recent gains. Clovis. This was on 6th of February. Looking positive on the chart. Thoughts. So I put this chart, which I'd drawn. Longer term, higher lows. You can see this is sloping slightly up. Testing longer term resistance. So you can see here, that resistance line that I've talked about. This is called a descending line of resistance. So every time it pumps up, and tests resistance, it's getting lower and lower and lower. And what you look for is this. When it starts getting down here, which way is it going to go? Is it going to go down or is it going to go up? And Clovis has gone up. It did go up a lot more, and then it came back down with a crash. Last week it came right back down to $6.50. Not unfamiliar for Clovis. That it does like to do that. There's a joke in the forum, the StockTwits forum, about 666, the number of the devil. But it's a number that those market makers seem to like to send Clovis to. You know, I think they mess with us retail investors sometimes. But this is how I've learned. You know, just putting things out there and seeing what people think of it. This one got 6 likes. You know, people liked it. This guy. Nice chart. I agree. He'd drawn up his own chart, which was similar to mine, you know. So it's all about learning and watching and picking up hints and tips and reading online and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, just enjoying it, you know. Like I said, I'm not here with an expectation of making $1 trillion. I mean, imagine that. I'd be richer than Bill Gates. I could stop all this shenanigans that's going on with all my money. But, you know, I'm all about just learning. I like learning. So, yeah, just a bit of a shout out. If you are on StockTwits, give me a follow. No Fork in Clue. It's the same on Reddit. I'm on there as well. No Fork in Clue. And I am trading on eToro at the moment as well. So if you're on eToro, I'm there under the same handle. I was considering closing all my positions on eToro and leaving £500 in there and starting from there. But I wanted to go through the process of setting up a brokerage account so that anybody, who's not done that before, can see what that entails. Now, if you're happy for me just to use my eToro account, we can do that. I can close all my positions and I can just leave £500 in there and we can start from there. Let me know in the comments if you want a fresh account or, you know, happy to use the eToro and we get cracking on it. I'm happy either way. You know, I want you to come on this journey with me. So whatever floats your boat, as they say. Ethereum down 12%. Look, let's get a look on that. What's going on that? Where are we? Ethereum euros. You see, again, like I said, I don't usually use stop losses, partly because I didn't really know how to set them. Now I've learned how to set them. I spent some time at the weekend learning how to set a stop loss. So I did that. I was watching, what was I watching? Something on YouTube over the weekend, and somebody said that Ethereum and Bitcoin are due for a pullback, and it's going to be violent. So I don't know what made me think of it, but or what attracted me to that particular video. But it just triggered something. I thought, right, now's the time to set a stop loss, and I'm glad I did, because I set my stop loss at 1,500 euros, and it triggered. Okay, now it's at 1,400 euros. So actually, I could go back, buy exactly the same amount of Ethereum that I had yesterday, and still be 200. What did I make per coin? I could be 240 euros better off. So I'd have made 240 euros. Well, yeah, I would have made 240 euros. Plus, I would have still had the same amount of Ethereum that I had with my initial investment. Bitcoin, that's taking a hammering. Look at that. Ooh. God, look at that. All the way down. I watched this at the weekend. I was watching it yesterday, actually. This is how volatile Bitcoin is. Yesterday, it went over $58,000. Really. There you go. There, look. It went over $58,000 yesterday, and now it's at 53,000. I mean, if you bought here, you're going to be gutted today. But that's the nature of the beast, you know. Now, if you bought here this morning, look at this. It touched down there at 46,700. So you could have gone the other way. Massive dump. Started going back up again. Yeah, 52,800. $5,000 profit. Like that. In what? When did that touch that? That touched that at 14:17 Central European time. GMT. And now it's at that 15:28. So that's just over an hour to make $5,000. Yeah, crazy, man, crazy. But you know, I was working in Singapore in 2016-17, and a colleague of mine told me about this Bitcoin, and I'll be honest, I didn't know what crypto was. I'd never heard of it. I'm not a techie guy, and I'd never heard of Bitcoin, so I was, you know, skeptical. I started setting up an account on Coinbase, and then it was like, senders, you've got to take a picture with you holding your passport and all this and all that, and I was like, do you know what? I can't be bothered with all that. So I never bought it. But what was it in 2016, 5 years ago? Let's have a look. It wasn't $50,000, that's for sure. Let's see what we could have got it for. 2016. Here we are. Zoom in here, look. Oh my gosh, you don't want to be reading this. Really. It might be 16 or 17. Yeah, about here. Look at that. You are kidding me, man. Huh? I could have had this at maximum May 17. I could have $1,800. I could have bought Bitcoin at. Oh my gosh, I never even thought about that. And now it's $50,000. Look at that. I could have bought it here. $1,700, man. No way. I should have listened. I should have listened to him. But back then, I just had my first kid, you know, and Singapore's not a cheap place to live. So you're trying to I had a 3-year plan, and it was all about, saving and being able to buy a house. Um, so when I started looking at this and it was like $1,700-$1,800, you're like, wow, it's quite a lot of money to pay out. Yeah, it, it wasn't, was it really? But, you know, you win some, you lose some. You can't go through life, you know, looking back on what you could have had. I could have married Pamela Anderson, but that never happened. Hey ho, that's life. So, anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to shoot off. We've been on for an hour. It's been an absolute pleasure. Ian, just before I'm going in for a few shares. Good, get some in, get some Tellurian. I might dip back in once my funds have cleared from my Ethereum. So I might join you there, Ian, to be honest. But I'm going to go. I'm going to get some food. And I'll be back on later for market close. Okay. So thanks for watching, troops. I really appreciate it. I've really enjoyed doing this stream today. Just going through, market open, what's happening, what's not. Before we go, quick look at AMC. It's just cooling off a little bit, as I expected. You see, what's that? The weekly. We don't want that. We want the 1 minute chart. So there we go. Get this like this. Pull this up. Here we go. Pull this down. Where are we? There we are. So yeah, as I said, look, it's just trading sideways now, and that's kind of what I expect for the rest of the day. But we'll come back for power hour. There we go. We'll come back for power hour, which is 8 till 9 GMT, 9 till 10 Central European time. So if you can join me then, great. If you can't, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. I will be here 4 days this week. I'll be here every day except Friday. So yeah, hit subscribe, hit notification, hit the like button. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Take care. Stay safe, troops. And I will see you next time. Cheers.